what is in the president's new housing plan and what it means to you. For Program 1, you qualify if you're paying your mortgage but cannot refinance because of falling home prices. Your loan is held by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. That's very important. And that you have sufficient income. If you don't fall into that category, look at Program 2. You qualify for this if you are behind on your mortgage payments. Your mortgage is your primary home, and your monthly mortgage bill is more than 31% of your monthly gross income. So, of course, you have to do some math there, and it is a lot to digest. So we want to talk a little bit more about this housing plan with John Taylor. He's president and CEO of the National Community Reinvestment Coalition. And I guess, John, I should probably ask you right off the top, what the heck is that? I mean, we know that there are 600 institutions that you work with, right? Tell us who you're hearing from.
Sure. So we work with nonprofit organizations, local governments, churches, basically institutions who are trying to make sure that people are able to build wealth, take advantage of a capitalist system, and progress and be successful Americans through our economy. Yeah.
So what kind of feedback are you getting from them now?
Well, I think there's a lot of relief and optimism right now because we've watched 14 months of a lot of rhetoric, a lot of encouragement by the previous administration to have something done, but nothing coming to the table that was going to help stop the foreclosures, which are not only hurting the families who have these mortgages, who got them perhaps most of them in a very unfair way, but it's actually hurting neighborhoods and communities and taxpayers across the country as it continues to lower values and drive down the economy.
So does it help enough people, this plan? Your group is confident that it helps enough people?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think, again, optimism, because we're looking at probably somewhere between 3, 4, 5 million families who could be helped by this program. It's still going to depend on the engagement of the industry, of services or banks who manage these portfolios, manage these loans. Yeah. Cooperating with the borrowers and with the government to try to keep people out of foreclosure.
Yeah, all right. So it's going to be a while before we really know. I think everybody is clear on that. Listen, I want to get to a couple of emails that we've gotten and have you answer these. Coming in from Robert, he wants to know this. Is there anything in this plan to help people who have lost their jobs and that are current on their mortgage, at least temporarily, it sounds like? No bank seems to want to help anyone who has lost their jobs. I mean, a lot of people are asking this question, and we heard some verbiage yesterday, kind of from analysts and so forth, saying, well, actually, those people are too far gone because they don't have a job.
Well, you know, it's true that losing a job is a monumental hurdle to try to help somebody maintain home ownership. I saw a day before yesterday, Citibank announced that they were going to have a temporary moratorium on foreclosures for people who have
3 months.
Yeah, which hopefully they can find another job. Hopefully other lenders will do that, give people a chance to find a job. But I think there you have to look to the longer-term strategies of the Obama administration for job creation to help people who are losing their jobs.
Okay, so the answer is no, not yet.
Not in this plan, no.
Okay, and then also, coming out of North Carolina, this question. If I call to apply for loan modification under this new program, will this information be shared with other creditors? My fear is that my credit card rates will increase as a result of applying for loan modification. Credit card rates, okay, that's one issue. Should you be using the credit cards if you're in this situation? But I think it brings about another point, which is your credit score. Is that something, I mean, we hear people talking about that. You kind of have to have perfect credit right now in order to be able to get some of these loans, it seems like.
Well, not perfect credit under this program, but in the free market right now, they've raised the credit score so high, people are going to be surprised who doesn't qualify. But as far as applying for this program, how it's going to ding your credit score, it probably is not, because the ding occurs when you're a delinquent or in default. Clearly that's going to be reported. But just applying for this program, in fact, if you're not delinquent and you do apply and you get a loan modification, it's not going to ding your credit score. It's going to show you being a responsible borrower.
Okay, excellent. John Taylor, sure do appreciate your time here today. He's the CEO of the National Community Reinvestment Coalition. You got to shorten that name. John, thank you. Also, a lot of talk about the tit-for-tat between Democrats, Republicans, and Rush Limbaugh. The conservative talk show host has said he wants President Obama's policies to fail. Recently, GOP leaders have criticized him, some of them anyway, and then apologized to him. Well, now some Democrats are trying to portray Limbaugh as the face of the Republican Party, the de facto leader. Republicans say it's all a distraction created by the White House. Limbaugh points a finger directly